Today, we're discussing a good news, bad news situation in 7 Days to Die Alpha 21. Now, we've got a lot of info to cover and no time to waste, so let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, after a bit of a dry spell, we have received a little bit of movement from the Alpha 21 news front, and this is definitely a good news, bad news situation. So today we're going to be discussing the state of the Alpha 21 update, and we're going to start off with the good news. After over 2 months of waiting, the confirmed list for Alpha 21 has been updated. The spear rework that we previously discussed has been added to the confirmed list. As was speculated, the spears will receive a damage increase, and the power attack where you throw your spear will instead be replaced with a power attack thrust. And now for the bad news. It appears that bandits may be in doubt for Alpha 21. If we take a look at this post from the 7 Days to Die forums, a player asked for a status updates on bandits, and Fatal responded by saying that he's done a lot of work to them, but there is a lot more work to be done. So the player follows up by asking if basic bandits are therefore confirmed. And Fatal responds by saying nothing with bandits is confirmed. They need to reach a certain functionality and quality level before initial release, and we are short on time for Alpha 21. Another player followed up on this asking why short on time for Alpha 21? What's the reasoning, if you can say, for not wanting to release Alpha 21 until bandits are ready? And Fatal responds to this question by saying there are other reasons to want a release. Many people, myself included, have worked on other features. They want their work out there too, and we also want feedback on those changes. I'd rather make dates and get new things out on some regular basis. If not done, then the feature skips to the next release. He goes on to say releasing a build by date can be done many ways. We are not doing a toss it out at some date regardless of how it works. We are doing what features can be done by a date, month, season, not an exact date, and then polish and bug fix those features. If those features are not ready, then the date will slip until they are. And Roland wraps it up with this: we are not in content lock. There are features in flux, and Alpha 21 won't be held up for features that aren't ready. When the project manager and the owners decide that it is time for content lock, then any features not ready will get punted, and those that are ready or can be ready for the experimental release will be included. As Fatal said, there are features they have prioritized, and content lock won't happen until those features are ready. Any others are up in the air. He goes on to say, I'd say that if this alpha has a main theme, it is art assets. There are so many new original assets in the game. Things you probably never realized were placeholders have been replaced with awesome original assets, specifically commissioned for the game. So many POIs have been updated with amazing items. Maybe not super exciting for those hoping for big gameplay changes and content, but huge for builders. In between all their forced loot runs, of course. Haha. What can I say, folks? Roland just can't help himself. Seriously, Fun Pimps, you need to hire on a community manager who can interact with your fan base without this constant need to take little jabs at the community. But I digress. He finishes up by saying, I do hope bandits make it in, at least in an acceptable basic form, but it is not a clinched feature yet for Alpha 21. It is still possible though, so send Fatal lots of positive energy. So what exactly have we learned from this series of posts? Well, first, we have learned that the Fun Pimps do indeed have a rough date in mind for the release of Alpha 21. We also learned that the Fun Pimps have a list of priorities, and once those items are complete, Alpha 21 will be a go. We've also learned that this priority list is primarily art and art asset centric, and possibly the most important bit of information is that bandits are seemingly not on that priority list. So now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to offer you my thoughts on this situation and what we have learned from these forum posts. I found Roland's post most illuminating. This post proves that bandits are not a priority for Alpha 21. Allow me to explain. The previous post that we discussed showed that bandits are in doubt for Alpha 21. If they're not ready to go, they will be punted until the next alpha. If they have not reached a certain level of functionality, the release of bandits will be postponed to a later alpha. And Roland's post confirms that there is a priority list for Alpha 21. He states that Alpha 21 is not in content lock. However, he goes on to say, as Fatal said, there are features they have prioritized, and content lock won't happen until those features are ready. Which means if bandits are in doubt for Alpha 21, they cannot be included in that priority list. Instead, it seems this priority list is centered around art and art assets. And this revelation seems completely backwards to me. If the goal is to go gold, then the priority should be reaching feature lock, adding in the missing features first, and then working on making the game look pretty. Instead, the Fun Pimps are focusing on overhauling existing systems and adding in new art. They're telling us one thing.
Our goal, we want to go gold next year.
But their actions are showing us something completely different. Alpha 21 is already being received with massive skepticism, and by punting on one of the only new gameplay features, it is only going to get worse. And the Fun Pimps have actually confirmed one of the major concerns of the fan base. Alpha 21 will not be super exciting for those hoping for big gameplay changes and content. This confirmation runs counter to the expressed goal of the Fun Pimps.
Our goal, we want to go gold next year.
If the goal is to go gold, the priority list should include the new gameplay features first. They should be prioritizing adding in all the missing features and then update the art assets to make the game look pretty. Instead, they are prioritizing the aesthetics of the game and putting the new gameplay features on the back burner.
Our goal, we want to go gold next year.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, actions speak louder than words. The Fun Pimps are saying one thing.
Our goal, we want to go gold next year.
However, their actions are showing us something completely different. But that is just one man's opinion, folks. And now I'd like to hear what you all think. Do you all believe that the Fun Pimps seem to have their priorities a bit out of whack? Let me know in the comments below. And if you'd like to check out some more videos concerning the Alpha 21 update, simply click the box in the top right corner of the screen to access my 7 Days to Die Alpha 21 playlist. But for now, this is Savin saying thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll catch you in the next one.